Welcome to our deep dive today.
Okay.
We're diving into Sally Rooney's Normal People.
Right.
And we're going to be dissecting excerpts from the novel.
Okay.
To kind of uncover the intricacies of Connell and Marianne's relationship.
Yeah.
And, and how all of this reflects on the realities of our world today.
Mm-hmm.
Their story, really digs deep into the complexities of love.
Yeah.
Pain, self-discovery.
Yeah.
And we're going to, explore what it all means, especially for young people.
Right.
Navigating similar experiences.
Mm. It's fascinating how Rooney captures that raw awkwardness of first love, particularly in those early interactions between Connell and Marianne.
Yes.
They come from completely different social worlds.
Right.
Connell, the popular athlete, and Marianne, the intelligent but isolated girl.
Yeah.
And their contrasting social standings really set the stage for this complicated dynamic.
You see it right away. That tension.
Yeah.
In their early encounters, like when Marianne suggests that Connell tutored her.
Right.
It's such a bold move for someone who's considered an outcast.
It is.
It's almost like she's challenging the established social order.
Exactly. And remember when she points out his blushing?
Oh, yeah.
It's such a small detail.
Yes.
But it reveals so much about their power dynamic.
Yeah.
Marianne, despite her social isolation, possesses this uncanny ability to see through Connell's facade.
Yeah.
It both intrigues and unnerves him.
Makes you wonder if she's intentionally pushing his buttons a little, testing his boundaries, or if it's just her natural way of interacting with blunt honesty that others might find abrasive.
That's the brilliance of Rooney's writing.
Yeah.
It leaves room for interpretation.
Yeah.
But what's undeniable is this intense social pressure that weighs on Connell.
Yes.
He's so consumed by what his friends will think that it affects his every move.
Right.
Often to Marianne's detriment.
It's particularly striking in the scene with Ms. Neary, their economics teacher.
Yeah.
Everyone at school is convinced that Connell has a crush on her.
The way Rooney weaves this subplot into the narrative is masterful.
Yes.
It not only adds another layer of complexity to Connell's character, but also highlights the often confusing nature of adolescent desire and the pressure to conform to certain expectations.
Connell even starts to question his own desires.
Right.
Because of these rumors surrounding Miss Neary.
Exactly.
It's as if he's internalizing these societal expectations of what a teenage boy should be attracted to.
And this fear of not fitting in, being judged, ultimately drives him to make choices that hurt Marianne.
Yeah.
He chooses his friends over her, worried about their teasing and potential damage to his reputation.
Right.
It's a classic example of how social pressure can lead us to betray our own feelings.
And it's not just Connell who struggles with these internalized expectations. Yeah. Marianne, on the other hand, seems to seek out relationships that validate her own feelings of unworthiness.
Her relationship with Jamie is a prime example of this.
Yeah.
He's controlling and even abusive.
Right.
Yet she's drawn to him.
Yeah.
It's like she's subconsciously seeking out partners who will confirm her negative self-beliefs.
The scene at the party where Jamie smashes a glass.
Yes.
And Marianne reacts violently is particularly telling.
Yes.
It's as if she's mirroring his aggression.
Yeah.
Almost accepting it as a form of intimacy.
Right.
But then when Connell intervenes, she goes completely slack.
Yeah.
Almost surrendering to his presence.
That's a powerful observation.
Yeah.
It suggests that deep down, Marianne recognizes Connell as a source of safety and stability, even if she can't fully articulate it.
Right.
Her attraction to destructive partners might be a way of trying to recreate that feeling of being rescued, a pattern that stems from her own deep-seated insecurities.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just their baggage, though. It's not just their emotional baggage that complicates their relationship.
Yeah.
Rooney also subtly weaves in this theme of social class and its impact on their dynamic.
Yeah.
It's a big part of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like this subtle undercurrent that you don't even realize is there at first.
Yeah.
But it's like always present. The fact that Connell's mother works as a cleaner for Marianne's family adds like a whole other layer of tension.
Remember that passage where Connell avoids asking Marianne for help?
Oh, yeah.
With rent?
Yeah.
Even though he suspects she would gladly offer it.
Oh, it's so telling.
It speaks volumes about his pride and his discomfort with their financial disparity.
He's so aware of his working class background. And it makes him so hesitant to accept help from her.
Yeah.
Even though she clearly sees them as equals.
Yeah.
It's almost as if he feels the need to prove his worth.
Yeah.
To maintain a sense of masculinity that's tied to financial independence.
Absolutely. Right. And this dynamic further hinders their communication. Right. They already struggle to express their feelings.
Yeah.
And this unspoken tension around their economic differences just exacerbates the problem.
It's like they're always on edge.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Around each other.
Yeah. Like two ships passing in the night.
Yes.
Constantly misinterpreting each other's signals.
They just can't quite get on the same page.
Yeah.
And then...
And Marianne, with her privileged upbringing, struggles to understand the constraints of Connell's world.
Right.
While he feels intimidated by her intellectualism and social ease.
Yeah, and she doesn't even realize it. It's like she's just oblivious to it sometimes.
Yeah.
The party at Sophie's house is like a turning point in their relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Marianne observes Connell with Sophie.
Yeah.
And
noticing their easy banter and physical closeness. Yeah. And it just triggers this wave of insecurity in her as she realizes their connection might run deeper than just friendship.
This is where her insecurities about her appearance and social standing really come to the forefront.
Right.
She's always felt like an outsider.
Yeah.
And seeing Connell connect so effortlessly with someone like Sophie only reinforces those feelings.
Instead of confronting those feelings head on, though.
Right.
Marianne retreats further into herself, creating even more distance between them.
It's a classic example of how insecurity can lead to self-sabotage.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're both so afraid of true vulnerability, terrified of the potential pain that comes with opening themselves up.
Completely.
It's like they're trapped in this cycle of attraction and rejection, unable to break free from these patterns that they've established back in high school.
But even amidst all this emotional turmoil, there are these like glimmers of hope.
Yeah.
You know, the scene where they reconnect in Dublin after Connell's breakup with Helen is charged with this raw intensity.
It is.
He confesses that he's been seeing someone.
Yeah.
And Marianne's reaction is almost visceral.
Yeah.
It's clear that her feelings for him haven't faded.
And it's in this vulnerable state that they finally start to have an honest conversation about their past, about the hurt they caused each other. Connell admits his own insecurities, acknowledging how his fear of judgment led him to push her away.
It's like a long overdue conversation.
It is.
But it signifies this like step towards healing and understanding.
They're finally starting to chip away at the walls they've built around themselves.
But even with this newfound openness, their path forward remains uncertain.
Yeah.
Connell is battling his own demons. Struggling with depression and anxiety that make it difficult for him to fully engage with Marianne.
His session with Yvonne, the college counselor, is incredibly poignant.
He circles that statement on the questionnaire about his future feeling hopeless. And it just underscores the silent battle he's fighting.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that even those who appear to have it all together can be struggling immensely beneath the surface.
And Marianne, despite her outward confidence, is still drawn to these destructive relationships that seem to mirror her own feelings of inadequacy. It's as if she hasn't fully broken free. From the patterns of her past.
It's heartbreaking to see them both grappling with these internal struggles, even as they try to reconnect.
It really is. It raises the question, can they overcome their past, their ingrained patterns, to finally build a healthy, supportive relationship?
Rooney doesn't offer any easy answers. She leaves us hanging, forcing us to confront the complexities of love and the often painful reality of human connection.
That's what makes Normal People such a powerful and thought-provoking novel.
Absolutely.
It holds a mirror up to our own lives.
Yeah.
Challenging us to examine our choices, our insecurities, and the ways in which we navigate the complexities of relationships.
Their story isn't just about romantic love.
Right.
It's about the search for connection, for belonging, for a sense of self-worth in a world that can often feel isolating and confusing.
Normal People invites us to consider the impact of social pressure, the weight of unspoken expectations, and the ways in which our past experiences shape our present.
It's a story that resonates deeply because it captures that universal struggle of trying to figure out who we are, where we fit in, and how to connect with others in a meaningful way.
And this brings us to a crucial question.
Okay.
What lessons can young people navigating their own journeys of love and life glean from Connell and Marianne's experiences? Yeah, it feels like their story is like a cautionary tale, but also one of hope.
Yeah.
So what do you think are like the biggest takeaways for young people, who might see themselves in Connell and Marianne?
I think one of the most striking lessons is the importance of open and honest communication.
Yes.
Connell and Marianne constantly struggle to express their feelings. And they allow misunderstandings and assumptions to fester. And it ultimately creates a chasm between them.
You can see how their inability to like articulate their needs and insecurities just leads to this cycle of hurt and miscommunication.
Exactly.
That they're speaking different languages, even though they share this deep connection.
Precisely.
Right.
And their story underscores how crucial it is to be vulnerable, to voice our fears and desires, even when it feels risky.
Right.
Holding back out of fear of rejection or judgment can ultimately sabotage the very connection we crave.
And Normal People also shines a light on like the insidious nature of social pressure.
Oh, absolutely.
Connell's early decisions are so driven by his fear of what others will think, leading him to make choices that just completely contradict his true feelings.
His struggle is a reminder that conforming to those societal expectations can come at a heavy cost. It can lead us to betray ourselves and those we care about. It raises the question, what does it truly mean to be normal? And at what price?
And it's not just external pressure that he grapples with. He also struggles with those internalized expectations about masculinity. Feeling the need to suppress his sensitive side.
That's such an important point. Connell's journey highlights those limitations of rigid gender roles and the importance of embracing our full selves, vulnerabilities, and all. And his internal conflict is something many young men can probably relate to.
Absolutely.
Marianne's story, on the other hand, reveals the dangers of seeking validation from external sources, particularly through romantic relationships. Her pattern of seeking out these destructive partners is a heartbreaking manifestation of her low self-worth. It demonstrates how our unhealed wounds can lead us to recreate these painful dynamics, almost subconsciously seeking to confirm our negative beliefs about ourselves.
It's like she's trying to prove her own unworthiness.
It is.
Which is just a painful cycle to witness. But her eventual growth, her gradual shift towards self-awareness offers a glimmer of hope.
Absolutely. Marianne's journey underscores that healing and self-love are possible, but they require a conscious effort to recognize and challenge our negative self-beliefs. It's a process of learning to value ourselves, regardless of external validation.
And Normal People reminds us that personal growth is rarely linear. Both Connell and Marianne make mistakes. They hurt each other. They stumble along the way.
It's part of life.
But they also demonstrate this resilience and a capacity for change.
Their evolution is beautifully portrayed in the novel's present-day setting. Their dynamic has shifted, with Marianne exhibiting this newfound confidence and Connell grappling with his own insecurities. It shows that experience, even painful experience, can be transformative.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Normal People, what's the message we want to leave our listener with?
I think the journey to understanding ourselves and navigating love and connection is rarely easy or straightforward. It's often messy, filled with missteps and heartbreak. But normal people reminds us that it's in those messy, imperfect moments that we learn the most about ourselves and what truly matters.
It encourages us to be kind to ourselves and to others, to embrace vulnerability, and to never stop striving for genuine connection.
Exactly.
And even though the ending leaves us with a sense of uncertainty, it also underscores that growth and self-discovery are ongoing processes.
Absolutely.
It's a powerful message of hope.
It is.
Reminding us that even amidst the complexities of life, we have the capacity to learn, evolve, and find our way towards a more authentic and fulfilling existence.
Beautifully said.